How are we doing, guys? Back with another video, one for all, going on a rampage in this match, and then we have another match afterwards where we run a pretty dangerous composition, so we'll have a look at that when we get to it. So yeah, I just want to ask you guys, what do you think about Rapid Bakugo now that he's been out for a little while? Where do you think he fits into everything? Do you think he's good? Do you think he's bad? Do you think he's top tier in high level play? Do you think he can't play high level? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear what you have to say about that. And all for one as well. Let's not forget about this guy. He's been around for a little bit now. He is still new, and I'm gonna feel as if we've had him for a good while now. But you can't forget, all for one is still relatively new. So where do you think he's sort of shaken out? I think when he first came out, I think everyone was saying the Gamma is overpowered. But I think a lot of people have now gotten used to the Gamma, and it's not really so much of a problem anymore for many players. Especially in high level lobbies, when I've been playing like very tough lobbies with talented players, you don't really hit that Gamma. And when I'm talking about the Gamma, I always mean the pull-in one. Because obviously the push away is instantaneous, but that doesn't do any damage to you or set you up for damage. So it's a non-conversational point. But the pull-in is a different story. But yeah, when I've been in some high level lobbies, people they don't really fall for it anymore. You kind of have to catch them out. And it's not a freebie, not at all. So I think the Gamma is pretty straightforward. A lot of people are dodging it now, and dodging it well. So me personally, I don't think the Gamma really needs to be looked at, especially when you consider that when he does pull people in, they do have an opportunity to strike right back at him after he's done doing his moves, if they interact immediately once they've taken the damage, if they're doing the beta and alpha combo that All For One has. So that's something to think about as well, especially All Might. Oh my god, when I pull an All Might in and I do this to him, as soon as I do that alpha, he is coming for me with a beta immediately, and I'm thinking, this wasn't worth it. This is not worth the trouble. So yeah, I do think it's good, and I mean, considering as well the Gamma is not a damage dealer, and there are characters out there that will do a Gamma and then do damage equivalent to what you can do as the All For One once you pull them in. It just makes sense that his kit works this way. I don't think it really needs to be looked at in much other way, as far as the Gamma's concerned. As for other things, you can make some cases, but I think overall he's quite fine. I think a way to look at it is, All For One has come out, and all of the people who still try hard on All Might, Ida, Mount Lady, and maybe there's like one or two others in Toga, they have all stayed with their characters. I think that tells you where he is. He's good, and he's definitely usable, and he can definitely feel pretty dangerous, but people still know. Sorry, and All Might in that list as well. I just said not too long ago, All Might as well. Yeah, people still know who they can rely on the most for their troublemaking capabilities, and All For One, he might be close to that list, but it doesn't seem like he's in that list, at least not currently. So I think he's okay where he is right now. I think he feels, All For One feels devilish against newer players and players who just don't adapt to anything. Like, if you are constantly getting pulled in by the Gamma and you can't figure out how to get around it, you just gotta take a moment and just figure it out. And once you do, you'll realize he's not really that crazy. Because I've come up against a ton of All For Ones, and they are usually not even like 3/4 of the problem that a good All Might is, or a good Toga, or a good Ida. They're not And again, you might say, but they can take their abilities though and become them. Yeah, I guess they can, but again, it just hasn't turned out that way. It just hasn't turned out that way. At least from my experiences and from what I'm noticing in the meta. But again, you know, let me know what you think. Kitana! I was about to say the Derby classic, make a ring of fire and then run out of it immediately. But this time, that Derby, he actually stayed within it. Most of the time, they'll, a Derby, you throw around a ring of fire, like, I'm safe in here. And you go, okay then. And then he'll just run out of it within 2 seconds. I'm like, you were safe in there, why are you running out of it? And then you just kill them outside of it. Or KO them outside of it, rather. Look at that, so much green. You can call me Bruce Banner. This is a pretty dangerous comp as well, when I look at it. Toga, Mount Lady, all for one. Kind of can do everything you need to do with this trio. He does have a very good alpha. He does have a very, and it's so so far-reaching, and it's got great damage. I'm jealous. As a Bakugo player, I love this alpha, and I'm jealous that Bakugo's alpha doesn't feel like it used to. Good Froppies, man. They're still certainly something to worry about. I think Froppy has gone kind of under the radar. With, you know, all the newer characters and the new changes and the new meta. Froppy is still very good. Very worthwhile picking up. See what I mean? People, they don't really... And that guy was in the middle of a fight. People, they don't really get caught out by it as much if they're a clued up player. You know? So you really have to catch them when they're doing stuff. That's how I tried to use All for One's Gamma these days. I tried to use it when... Oh, that's brutal, that is. That's heartbreaking even. I tried to use it when I think people are too busy to notice that I've done it. Or either too busy to perform a dodge. Or if I do it like I did there, I probably still think one of those two things, but I feel as if I'm in a safe enough position to take the gamble. Because I knew where I was in that building, no one could hit me. So if I flopped it, there's no repercussions. This Frobby has been... Frobby? Froppy has been poking at me for like the past few minutes. He does not want to... You know when you play a match and you just begin to get that idea throughout the match that you and a particular other player have your eye on each other and you really want to get each other out? That was me and the Froppy in this match. The Froppy did not like me one bit and I did not like the Froppy one bit either. So even though we weren't like going balls to the wall trying to take each other out, we just kind of knew. See, even then, look, there she is right again. We just always got our eye on one another, like, where is that Froppy? And she's probably like, where is that awful one? You just, you just gotta keep an eye on each other, man. You always get that in a game sometimes. Just another player that you know you need to keep an eye on. So I got the revive here, clutch revive as well. I think there are two types of revives that are successful. The first is obviously where you run away somewhere quiet, somewhere out of the way, and then you do a revive without any interruptions. And then the second type of revive is just do the revive as quickly as possible somewhere, even if it doesn't look like the best idea, because if you wait any longer, you're not going to get that same opportunity again anywhere else in the match. Unfortunately for my Mount Lady, she went away straight as she got back. And this Froppy was on me again. Like I said, the Froppy did not want me around. I held on to the beta there because I felt as if I was going to get attacked right after if I went for the the alpha combo. So I just wanted to give myself some breathing room. Look at this, the Froppy again. She just knows. She's like, this all for one has to go. And the whole time I'm thinking, this Froppy has to go. Somehow managed to spawn my clone on top of the roof there. Now, what was that all about? When I saw that back, I was thinking, how did that happen? Look at this. I'm like, got you. And she's like, fuck you. I'm like, what the hell? It's like someone knocked on your door and you open it up and they just punched you in the face. You'd be like, what the hell? Didn't see that one coming. That's what that felt like. I did not anticipate pulling in a Froppy who was front flipping her tongue toward me. The thing that makes me up about this Toga is I gave her the health and she didn't start drinking it. She was like, now I want shields too. She's like, what kind of person gives someone health without shields? And I was like, you ain't getting no shields from me. I barely got enough for myself. So I'm up in the air now. Twice mobility into all for one gamma, and then I caught the Froppy slipping. Finally. She thought she was safe on top of that rooftop, but she just made herself open to my my high skyscraper gamma. And as soon as she was out of the way, that was it. Complications have ended. The solution to the hero problem has been found. But shout out to that Froppy and that Froppy's team. They was keeping me honest in there. They was keeping me honest. Anyway, there you have it. 15 KO, all for one match. Very fun one. Very frantic towards the end. Like I said, you know, me and that Froppy had a silent rivalry going on. And thankfully we came out on top, so GG's. And second match of the video. This is the composition I was talking about. We called it... well... I called it the Old Man 3. All Might, Endeavor, and All for One. 3 adults who have no business beating the hell out of some unsuspecting children. It's like they say in football, you can't win anything with kids. So we made a team full of adults. And yeah, it's a pretty damn good comp. So I would recommend trying this comp out with your friends or your ranked mates or whatever. We all know there's no such thing as friends in My Hero Ultra Rumble. It's just people you can climb rank with and people you can't. I know how you pro gamers operate. You don't fool me. you don't fool me. I know how it works. But jokes aside, of course, jokes aside. Yeah, this is a good comp because you have Endeavor, who is currently very strong with his alpha right now. You know, he can just, you know, laser tag you into a grave, you know, without too much difficulty. All for One, well, I mean, you know what's going on there. I don't really need to say too much about it. Zone control with his gamma, good alpha, ability to take any quirk he can, which can fit in with the other two near enough, in any way that is required. And, you know, the beta works with whatever, so. And then you have All Might, who is, you know, arguably the best character in the game. Arguably, I'm not saying the best, but he's up there. You know, he's right there with the Ida, with the Toga, with the Mount Lady. You know, those characters that can just do everything. They can go anywhere, hit you any way they want, and they're just tough. So pretty much you have 3 characters who can do everything they need to do, and any failings that they have are covered by another one in the same team. So very, very, very strong combo. Again, I would recommend trying it out. All Might, Endeavor, All for One. It's funny because these 3 characters are also 3 characters I sometimes get their names mixed up from when I'm talking about them. So it's kind of like I need to just put an extra like 10% of my brain into thinking about what names I am saying in the moment, because I say the wrong names for all three of these characters at different times, and I get them confused with each other. But yeah, very good comp. Oh, lovely charged alpha. He did not know what was coming. He just looked down and he saw, he's like, is that a whirlwind? I'm like, no dude, that is my alpha charged up for you. I hope you enjoy it. Get out there, Aizawa F on his scorecard. Don't know what happened there. But he was like, you know what? I don't think I want to be down. I think I want to do my gamma instead. Can you imagine going up to him as you down him, and then he does that, and then you go down? And it was like the final two, 1v1. I swear I would probably flip out. I would flip out. Hilarious stuff though. Yeah, no idea what happens there. Does anyone in the comments that may be watching, if you know what that glitch was there, is that something that is known for Aizawa? Was that a one-off? Have you seen it before? He just said, fuck you, I ain't going down. I'm doing my gamma, bitch. You know, is that a thing that Aizawa does? I don't know. You tell me. Oh yeah, and like another thing as well on top of the comp that I was just talking about with these three. They're all pretty tanky. I can't remember off the top of my head what Endeavor's health is. But I'm pretty sure that All Might's is 400. If I'm wrong, it's 350. So, obviously, All For One, 400 health as well. You got three pretty beefy guys. Again, Endeavor I'm not too sure about, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was sitting there with a 350. You know, I could just... I can picture it. So yeah, on top of everything that I already said about these three as a comp, they're all quite good at surviving. Look at that. My name may be All For One, but I will leave some cards for people. It's not all cards for one. It's some cards for one. Take that revive card, man. I don't think I've even taken anyone's, yeah, they haven't even taken anyone's quirk yet in this one. Yeah, right on time. What quirk do you actively avoid? If you're playing All For One, what quirk do you avoid? You know, you see it and you think, you know what? I'll take having no extra quirk over having that one. Which one makes you think that way? Watch this. You guys are going to love this. That. Boom. Like, you want to fuck with me, Ida? Fuck you. One more time. Like, he comes in with his Hot Wheels bullshit. I'm like, alright, try that again. Courtesy of your classmate, who I just stole from. And then I do that nonsense. And then I do that nonsense like a fool. What was I thinking? This twice. Even when he knocked me down, he comes stood beside my body like, you ready to get back up again? I'm thinking, fucking hell, mate. Calm down, give me a minute. I don't know what happened there. You see the way that Alpha just went right off to the side? It's like my All For One had like a lazy eye or something, and he was just looking in the wrong direction. And he just whiffed it. Oh. Then that All For One came around the corner. He's like, there's only room for one of us here, and I plan to be that one. Look at that. Watching it back, completely missed that group hill there. Some of you guys get onto me in the comments. You say things like, dude, how the hell did you miss that at X time? let me tell you this. You would have no idea how much stuff you missed in your games if you didn't record and watch them back. I'm telling you right now, you think I miss a lot of stuff. I do, and there's reasons for that. But if you watched all of your games back, or you put recordings up of your games, when you saw them again, you would see how much stuff you missed that you didn't realize in the moment. Trust me. It happens more often than you think to even yourselves. It's just you guys aren't watching your matches back to see it. You fuckers. I'm joking. It's not really that serious. It's not that serious at all. But it is something to consider, you know. You just you have no idea about the things you miss because you don't watch your own games back most of you. Mudada. I love catching an all for one when I'm all for one like that, because I'm like, what, you think you know better than me? You think you know best? Electrifying. So yeah, as you can see, very good comp. That guy double baited me. He's like, yeah, never seen this before. I'm like, yeah, because that don't make no goddamn sense. Why'd you do that for? I'm one of those players, even if I know fancy tech or a fancy way to do something, if it doesn't make sense for me to do it, I just won't do it. You know, I might get somebody's back and I can just shoot them standing still like 5 times in a row. I'm like, great. But then some other people will get someone's back and they'll do all of this intricate float around him, link up moves together. I'm like, you've done less damage for more work. You look, I don't know, you look fancy, sure, but you could have like gotten an even better result if you just pummeled him from behind with alphas until he turned around and had to do something about it. But that's just me. I don't usually overcomplicate things. I'm a very simple player. I like to do good things simple. Anyways, GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. See you on the next one.